1 and 2. Come on, you can do it. Hey everybody. Okay, so all right, take 2. Hey everybody. Okay, here I am with the new Hoka One One Clifton. Take 3. Hoka One One Clifton 4 review. Yes, here we go. I'm really excited to share this review with you. I do want to be transparent and say I usually like to get up to a certain mileage before giving a review, but found that it was not possible with this shoe. With that being said, there are definitely some really good pros that I'm going to share with you while sharing the cons that I discovered when wearing this new Hoka One One Clifton 4 shoe. As with previous versions, you're still getting that 5mm drop set from the heel to the toe. It still comes in at $130, and the men's version comes in with 7 colors, and the women's version comes in with 6 colors. And before we go any farther in this review, I just want to say I am not paid by Hoka to give you guys this review. This is just my feedback from when wearing this shoe. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Balanced ride. I love the fact that this shoe is not super plush, but it's not a super responsive shoe. You're just gonna get that really good natural balanced ride while wearing this shoe. With that being said, you still get that meta rocker feel to help propel you forward. I also really like the heel design. It kept my heel cinched and locked in place. And one of the best features I love about this shoe is the new design for the upper here. If you remember back in the Clifton 3, it felt like the heat just never escaped from those shoes. It just kept it locked in there and your feet got sweaty and gross. Well, Hoka really listened to their customers and made sure that their upper was redesigned so you can feel like your feet are still cooler when on your run. I also really like that Hoka is starting to dive into wider toe boxes. One of the very first things I noticed when slipping my feet into the shoe right out of the box was the wider toe box area. I was pleasantly surprised to see that this area is not nearly as narrow as its predecessors. I'm also really digging the new reflective design on this shoe. You can see it on both sides of the shoe here, and then in the back right here, and even on this little tiny part on the upper part of the shoe. How cool is that? All right, so let's just go ahead and dig right into those cons, which I think we all secretly love anyway. So with this being a balanced shoe, one of the first things I noticed right out of the box, my feet sunk right into the shoe. It was like stepping in mud. It went and just absorbed it. The only reason I note this is because I personally noticed it was hard to get that leg turnover. And I also noticed, strange as it may be, that my posture went back into the heel of this shoe. Did they redesign the heel to be heavier in this shoe? I don't know, but it's just something to be noted. And while the toe box is wider, the area where your toes could naturally splay is still a little narrow. I would love to see this area pop out just a little bit more so that way it was a little more rounded for your toes to naturally splay. Stiff. This shoe is really stiff. There's very little give in this shoe. I don't expect it to be a gymnast and fold back on itself or anything like that, but it would be great to have a little more flexibility in this shoe. Blisters and right underneath the arch of my foot. I really, really wanted to feel what this shoe would feel like running 6 miles, 10 miles, even a half marathon or longer. But with the hot spots starting always around mile 3, I was never able to get past that point of 3 miles. And lastly, even though it's very minute, I do want to bring up the weight of this shoe. Compared to its predecessor, it only gained 0.1 ounces, which is not a lot. It's basically like us going to a party and pigging out at a barbecue or something like that, or having your cake and eating it too kind of thing. Very, very small. But I do want to note that while the original Hoka for a size 7 women's came in at 6.9 ounces, a size 7 in the Hoka 4 comes in at 7.5 ounces. So while that's only a 0.5 ounce weight gain, to put it in perspective, if you weighed 180 pounds, that would be a 14.4 pound weight gain. And that's a lot of weight to add to one single shoe. I would love to see Hoka start shaving some of that weight off instead of increasing it, while still being able to keep a cushion ride and increase the flexibility of the shoe. I think that's something that we're all starting to miss, the flexibility and the lightweight shoes. All right, guys, so that wraps up this review. Thank you so much for subscribing, and I would definitely like to know your thoughts about this shoe. What do you think about it? Do you enjoy it? Has it become your #1 shoe? Are you kind of starting to lean toward other shoes these days? Let me know in the comments below. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.